Okay, maybe you can start by saying your name and what community you're from.
Okay, Hans Lenny from Inuvik and part of the, I sit on the board of the Northern Games Society and just continuing on the legacy of my father.
Thank you guys for being here and being on
Can
time.
you tell us a little bit about Edward Lenny and his involvement with the Northern Games?
Well, when it all started, he watched portions of Arctic Winter Games, and what kind of hit a funny bone with him is that it wasn't very much about the Arctic. It was called the Arctic Winter Games, but there wasn't really much about it. It had the mainstream sports of hockey and basketball, volleyball, but there was really nothing about the Arctic. So that's what inspired him to put a team of boys together and just start practicing what he was taught when he was younger, when he used to gather together, every spring or Easter or Christmas, any time of celebration of the gathering of people. So that's where he talked to a bunch of elders, and these elders came from all different communities, and that's what he looked at them. He knew the games, but didn't know all of them. But what he wanted to do was make sure they were done right. You can't. If you're going to do something, you got to always do it right. Was what he taught, and that's why he included the elders, and he had a close bond. And that's the thing about my dad. He knew two different cultures. His mother was 100% Gwich'in. And his father was 100% Inuvialuit, so he kind of got pulled different ways, and the respect was there from the elders, from the people that knew his background, and him being so outgoing, he kind of just fit in everywhere. He could, no matter who you were, and that's just how he was. He was brought up that way, and he wanted to promote that. Yeah, the biggest thing he wanted to do was just get it out there, get the kids involved. He knew where that it needed to start, and just talking to some of the elders and making sure that the technique was right. Everyone has their own opinion of how things should be done. But he always referred back to elders. If there's a little complication in one part of the technique, he always referred to the elders and made sure that if we're going to do it, you got to do it right. So that's kind of the
Susan Alisiak and Maria Kikwak, please make your way up.
Yeah.
One of the things they want to focus on in this magazine is on legacy. Could you tell us a little bit about how you see Edward's legacy being carried on by these young people today?
Well, that's just what it is. He always inspired people, and it didn't matter your culture, your background. He wanted to make sure that you got to at least try your games. Yes, he talked to them. He showed them, and just how it was supposed to be done the proper way, and just the legacy. He knew he had to do something to make sure it continued, and one of the aspects of that was making sure the youth were involved, and in real life situations too. He helped not only in Northern Games. He helped families. Growing up, we've always had someone in our home. Our home was always open to anyone. A lot of the original Northern Games boys, they came over. They knew they were going to get a good meal because Mom was there, and she made a lot of bread, baked a lot of bread every day. People still used to just come over when they knew she was making bread, and they knew they were going to enjoy it. And all's with the bread is either caribou soup or fish or all the traditional food. And that's the biggest thing of these games too is sharing sharing our traditional food, sharing the stories. That's part of it. We're very oral people. The way things are passed down, we watch how things were done. We're not ones to read it in a book and this is how you do it. He taught us by showing us. Growing up, hunting. How to hunt, where to hunt, what time of the year to hunt, what time the animals, the best time to harvest them, the best time to get it, because that food come right to our table. And shared a lot. Growing up, did a lot of hunting. He showed me that, and then it's throughout the Northern Games. A lot of our harvest, we shared it, and it was part of these Northern Games. I always thought to myself, how come we're getting so much? Not that I was complaining about it, because I loved hunting, but it was to share, and lots of it was to prepare. We had to prepare to have like we're having the muskrat skinning and the beaver skinning right now. We had to get it months in advance. Same thing with the geese, and the thing about it is when you do that, we finish goose plucking. You finish goose plucking, right from there, it goes right in the soup pot and you're feeding people. That's the thing about it, it's showing how we use every part of the animal, right down to the insides of it and the guts part. Every part is used, so we just wanted to show that and make sure that the youth knew how to properly harvest, how to share. That's the biggest thing. You got to share your harvest. Every animal that I got, the first time getting it, we've never had it at our table. That's how it was when you get your first whale. It was all given away. But you prepared it all for them. You got it ready for them that they, right? When we deliver it to them, they could cook it, put it on their table, and they could eat it that day if they wanted to. That's how it was. And when especially the elders, when you're giving them the food, sure, there's some portions there that are not so good as better as other portions, but when you give something away, you make sure you give the best parts to the elders, and that's the part that was taught. And the biggest thing about that too, and I think that what he wanted for me to see and to feel a true, genuine thank you from an elder when you give them traditional food.
Give them our support.
Nothing better, the feeling inside, you can't compare it to anything. That's the part that I got out of it, and that's the part my dad really wanted me to understand, that when you give something, you give the best that you did to harvest that to an elder. They're going to say a true, genuine thank you. And most times, the ladies, they give you the biggest hug. That kind of, it's like, it's a genuine thank you and a lot of love with that too. So that's the part that really carried on with me, and I teach to my kids. I got my son right now, he's out there fishing, and what he's doing is harvest, he's giving it to elders. What we don't want is them to wish to have their traditional food. Our land is bountiful.
Good job, Aubrey.
You know, you share it with the elders and anyone else who comes across your kitchen table. You share it with them.
Okay, now
Show
we're going
them
on to the 10
that
to 14-year-old
up
boys.
here in the
If you
north,
hear your name,
we've
please
got.
come up. We need to go,
We
put you
don't
guys
need
into,
much. You get a
brackets here
fishing
so
net,
we can
you
get
get a few
started.
traps, you get a good gun.
Okay, boys.
You don't
your
need to
turn.
go buy
Come
anything
on
from
up.
the store.
10 to
Maybe some
14.
tea and some salt
Boys
and some
category.
sugar. That's about it. But
Come on up here,
When
But
all
boys.
we've
you
got
boys
everything
that
right
signed up
here,
for Red Bull, come on up
right in our
Go
front
and see
door,
Billy
and
Lenny.
that's the part that he really pushed
Go see
across,
Billy
and
Lenny. Let her
I
know
try
your
and
name.
pass that on. And you see it a lot with all the
Just
all
go
the
up right
families
there.
here. That's
Hello,
what they
Miss
do.
Billy
You know,
Lenny.
that's
My
just
name
how
is
it is. You come to any of the
Donald.
communities, they will
Go and see her,
share
guys. Don't
their
be shy.
harvest with you. You know, and
Right on, man.
even though how much work it is,
Right on, Leon. Go
you
and
share
check
it.
in.
You know how long it was out picking berries, things like that.
Falcon,
You
go and
share
check
it.
in.
You know,
You
and
did?
then
Okay.
that's the part that
Go check in.
really
Right
hits
on.
home. Yeah.
Donald says that a lot of these northern games teach those skills for being on the land. How do you see the skills from the northern games helping the youth to be out on the land these days?
Well, some of these games, the muscles that you use to use some of these the games, you don't use it in everyday life. You know, because now you're working. You got a 9-to-5 job or whatever that time is. That
Joyce Blake,
you
welcome. Are
you
enjoying
don't use
your
these
time
muscles that are normally
Right on, man.
used when
Good
you're
to
out
have you here.
harvesting.
Got a good
Back
crew there,
then,
Joyce.
you know, you traveled with dogs. You know, you made portages and things like that. That muscles that not really become dormant, but
Boy, once we get done with
muscles
this
that
one, we're going to find
they're
out
not
who's
used
got
to
the
using.
toughest neck.
But thing about that too is that it's
Yeah,
not
10 to
about the
14-year-old
muscle
neck boy will be
mass.
wandering around.
It's a muscle of your mind too. You know, your brain is a
really?
muscle. You
Welcome
got to
to
exercise it.
Calvin
Makes you think.
and Lucille
Makes you
Pokiak.
makes
Good
you
to
think
see you guys
ahead
here.
a
Welcome
little
to
bit.
the Youth Northern
Makes you
Games.
try and figure
Good
out
to have you guys here.
what
I
you
hope
got to
you're
do
enjoying your
next.
time here.
That's
Welcome.
what it is. You gotta try and figure out, because you know as everyone knows, the Arctic is it's you know the climate, the temperatures. It's not forgiving. You know, if you know your life depends on it, and if you don't do anything right or do it properly, the Arctic will take your life so quick. You know, if you're not prepared for it, well, that's what happened. Then we have lots of people that
Nicholas
passed on.
Robert
You know,
Coptana,
but
your
that's
dad.
just how it is. It's
calling
how it
Brian
prepares you.
Pascal, please
You know,
make your way up to the
and
stage.
when you do some of these games, you accomplish them all, and you do as best
Okay,
as
the
you could.
following
That's the
youth
thing.
that
You
have
got to
not
do the
checked in
best
yet.
as you could.
Brian Pascal
Yes, you're
from
competing,
Yellowknife.
but that's
Lyndon Alagam
the way we
from
compete
Ulhaktak.
is not the same
Jacob
as how
Kodakak from Yellowknife.
the same as, you know, the gold
Cameron
medal.
Cockney from
It's not that way. You got to try and do your personal best, and that's the thing about it. And
Nicholas Captana.
and
Nicholas
that's just
Robert
how
Captana, when I
we
say
were
your
taught.
name, your dad is calling
It's how
you.
we got to do it up north.
River Andrews from
Like I say,
Tuktoyaktuk.
it's
Scott
not a
Kimiksana from
forgiving
Tuktoyaktuk.
environment,
Delaney
and
Kimiksana from
we have to
Tuktoyaktuk.
adapt.
Peyton
Like
Elias
even
from
now these
Tuktoyaktuk.
days, climate change going
Please
on.
make your way
We
up.
adapt. We're not gonna
Kyler.
not gonna end just because
Okay, he's here.
things are changing. We adapt to the change.
Okay, one more call
It's how
for
we
Brian
adapted from
Pascal
moving from a
Yellowknife.
nomadic life to a community. We adapted. Some are better at others, but the ones that are struggling, you try to help them. You know,
So we heard your
when you
name
see
called,
someone
boys, come on
and they're
up here.
struggling, you
We
go
heard your name
offer.
called. Come on up.
You offer help. You offer assistance. They may just need a little bit of talking to, a little bit of coaching. You know, but it's all it is helping your neighbor. And that's just how we are as Inuit. you know, we help each other because that's just how we are. That the environment. If you don't, you'd fail, and when you fail, you could that could end your life. You know, that's how harsh it is. So that's the part that he tried to get across, and I believe he was very successful at it. He's helped a lot of people, and you know, some of those people back in the day, you know, he helped with the social services program. He brought delinquents out, and some of those people today are leaders in a community that they stay in now. So that part there is like,
Okay,
you know, even though my dad's gone, they come up to shake my hand, you know, telling me, your dad taught me this, your dad told me to do that. You know, they're remembering his words, words of encouragement, words of advice.
Oh, geez, I had some. Holy smoke.
Some of those words
Man,
weren't
that's ever deadly.
easy to swallow,
Thank you for the donation.
you know, but
you know, it's people
that's,
like
he
you
got the
that,
point across.
that make these
He's
games
gone
so
now how
memorable
many years,
because of
and
all
still,
the generosity
those
that you
people
guys
are coming
have
back to me
for our
and telling
games
me,
and, you know,
if it wasn't
making-
for your dad,
making our community so
I
positive.
probably
Thank
wouldn't
you
be
so
here
much,
today.
Lucille. Let's give her a
So
hand,
that part
folks.
there
Come on.
makes me
Right
feel
on.
so good
Lucille. Thank
inside,
you very
and
much,
it
Lucille.
just,
Really good drivers.
there's
Thank
just
you very much.
nothing
Thank you.
I can explain to
The Northern Game
the feeling
Society,
of it.
youth,
Sure makes me
Northern
feel good
Game Society,
inside,
we say
that's for
2090.
sure.
You bring it in.
Yeah, 2090, Lucille.
You
Ariga,
mentioned
ariga.
things like climate change, changes
Okay,
on the
so,
land. How do you think that the Northern
wanna
Games
get
could
started
help
here. Make
the
sure
young
you
people
boys
to
are all
adapt to
here,
those
ready to go.
changes?
Well, you know,
Hey,
we're
Braden
well,
Oliphant.
what's the thing about it is that
Okay, who's officiating this
even the games, they're evolving. You know,
Nicholas, Robert,
they're-
Cabana, you better start
back in the
coming.
day,
Your
there
dad
wasn't
is
too much
coming. Hurry
females
up.
involved. Now that now they're part of the game, which is good. It's evolving.
Bring
You
it
know,
on,
and
Skidoo,
but
Nicholas.
they
Bring it
all
on,
gotta
Skidoo.
have
Come on,
the right
Nicholas,
way to
your
do
dad
it,
is
and they got to be
coming.
told, they got to
There
be
he is,
coached,
there,
they got to
just
be,
running now.
you know,
Holy
this is
cow.
the way you
Oh,
do
he's
it.
fast, huh?
Yeah,
You
he's
can't
really running
just do
fast
it any
now.
old way. You know, my dad didn't set an
Nicholas,
example of
there he
one
is.
fella
Not
where
only Nicholas, but
he
his
kind of got a
buddies.
little
Holy smokes, three of them showed up.
smarty a little bit, and he kicked something a different way. Sure, it looked good, but it wasn't a proper way. He had to be told, you know, and that's the thing is about the youth. You know, they just need some direction, like anything else in life. They need some direction. You know,
Welcome
to
to
be
Joe
dubbed the
and
father of
Diane.
the Northern
Welcome
Games.
to the
He
games.
was
We're so
a
happy
father
that you
figure
guys
to
are
lots, to many.
here. Welcome.
And they look for him for advice and direction, and he'll stop what he's doing, he'll give you the time of day, and just
Marjorie, we say thank you
try
very
and
much,
help out as
Marjorie,
best
for
he could,
helping us out
you
for the
know,
last
because
number
that's
of
how
days, cooking
Right
us
that's
up,
how he was.
on,
You know,
keeping our
he came
country
off
food,
the land,
growing and everything else, Marjorie.
and he thrived in the community.
2090.
You know, he could barely sign his own
Right on.
signature.
They're
Couldn't
doing
read
the
very
wave.
much,
They're doing the Unival with
you know,
wave.
but
Right on.
yet
Yeah.
he was a
Catherine
successful
Mangala.
businessman.
They're doing the
Welcome
Unival
know,
to
with
the
and,
wave.
game. Catherine
that
Mangalana,
just
welcome to the
says a
game.
lot
Good to see you here.
about him,
Gene
you know, about
Rubin.
how he
So
was,
good to see you all the time. Right on. I'm
because
so happy
what he
you're
did,
here.
Gene's
he
been
earned the
helping us,
respect of people
demonstrating,
around him. He
fish
worked
cutting,
when the oil and gas was
seal
around.
skinning and so on, and
He was the
that's,
liaison.
Gene and 2090.
The oil companies saw how he was with
Leonard
people,
Captana,
saw how good
welcome.
he
Welcome to the
interacted,
Northern
how
Games.
people
Good to
looked
have
up
you
at him.
here.
They wanted
Debbie
that.
Gordon Rubin.
They actually
Welcome.
needed that. So that's
David Cockney. Davey
and
Cockney. Welcome.
so
Good to have
that's
you here.
why
Hold on, Davey.
he
Barbara.
was hired to do that.
Barbara Fenechak,
And
welcome. Good to have you here.
and
Wish I could
that
see,
part there
I
too,
can't
just
recognize the
shows
face. Who's that beside you?
how he adapted. He knew the change, and now, like today, it's more prominent now. Climate
Eyes are
change,
not the greatest
we're
anymore,
changing.
so-
You know, we're
Oh, her grandson, welcome,
we're
welcome.
using higher powered rifles, making a longer shot. We're using
Yeah,
faster
we're
machines. We're
fighting
using
for-
faster
yeah.
kickers. Things we're changing. That's just how it is.
Welcome to Danny
You know, and
Kokiak and David
adapting.
Listana.
And I
Welcome,
think
guys. Good to have you here.
Inuit people
Welcome to Ellen
are the
Smith
best
out
at
of
it.
Nuvik.
You know, we've
Down
got
to
to.
the
They
youth
keep saying the
organization,
Arctic
Ellen.
is we'll see the biggest changes in the climate.
Shirley
Well,
Kassoon.
we're
Shirley
experiencing
Kassoon.
it,
Not
but we're
Kassoon.
adapting.
Shirley Kassoon coming out
That's just how we are.
Nuvik last couple of days
So
helping out
that part there,
with our
he
Northern
knew
game.
it.
Good to
He
see
knew
you,
it was
Shirley.
coming. He prepared me as much as he
And
could
Mullock.
with
Or
what he
not
had.
Mullock, Melissa. I don't know
So
if
here
it's,
we are today. Look at the games now; they're thriving. You know, the
Melissa
youth,
Rogers, welcome.
and this is so good. This is
One of our
youth
Northern Game Society
development.
members. Good to have you here.
That's the thing.
Sure glad you
They're
made it.
developing new
Donald Jr.
skills
over there,
so they
Donald
can hand it on.
Bingo.
Donald Pingo
Yeah.
Jr. Right on.
All the young
Welcome.
kids that are here, they're going back to the
And
communities.
Oliver.
They're gonna
Right
talk
on,
about
Oliver
it.
Pingo.
Their friends are going
Right
to be,
on.
okay, well, show me. That's what they're going to do. They're going to show them. You know, that's. I think
Okay,
that's
head full time.
Okay, we're just
the
about
whole
ready to
reason
do a
what
head
we're
pull
doing
here.
this. So that's a really
Oh,
good
look at
feeling
this.
that we know
Our master
no matter what, it's
trainer
going to
of the
continue.
Northern Games, Mr.
Like
Gullik.
life up here, no
We
matter what,
only got
we're
one
going to
name. We
continue.
don't need two names, Gullik.
Yeah.
What do you see
But
as
his
the
government name
future
is
of the games?
Steve Kikwak Sr.
Well, it's only going to get bigger and better. You know, that was my dad's motto. You know, he had a couple goals in mind along with a few other members. Roy Pano
Oh
was
my
one too
goodness,
that said that
Adiga,
they're going to take these to the Olympics. He said
Welcome
that in the
back
meeting.
home. Come on,
Sure
come
enough,
on
they
up
went to the
here. Let's say a
Olympics.
big hello.
You know, they're
Right
part
on,
of the Arctic
very
Winter
good to see
Games,
you here.
Canada Winter Games.
Right on,
Welcome
Gail.
to the
You
games,
know, so
Gail.
that there talks for itself.
Adiga.
And that's how it is. That's the way I look at things. People could talk all they want, you know, but it's the actions
Sorry,
that you
sorry,
look at.
Gullik. His name is
Look at what
Steve
we've done.
Cockney Sr.
Look, we
Steve
brought
Cockney
people in
Sr.
from all over.
I'm going to get
from
scolded
all
after
over.
from Gullik.
We've done it. You know,
Gullik.
I think
Need
we're
a
down
solid
to
base,
about,
that's the thing.
24 hours
Right
left
now
in
we've
the
got a pretty
Northern
good,
game, so-
Put
pretty
your
good
hands up, Gullik.
base
Here's our
membership.
master trainer.
You know, and
I didn't mean to call you anybody
that's
else.
all you need.
People used to call you
like
Jay.
anything else, you need a
Just
a
one
stable,
name.
you know,
Donald
a
Greenland
stable
from McPherson
concrete
and Dante
base.
Rubin from
I
Aklavik.
think
Please make your way to
I think we
the
got it.
line.
We just gotta keep going out
Gullik
and
has
looking for
called you up.
more people with that passion.
Officiating,
that's
we
the
have
thing about it.
Lillian
You gotta
Green
have
from
it in you
Polituck, Kyle
to
Captana
do it,
from Tuktoyaktuk,
because
and
all
Gullik,
it is volunteering.
aka Steve
You know,
Cockney
anyone can
Sr.
talk about it in a meeting and sitting in a boardroom or whatever when they
Well, I
have their
gotta tell you a
meetings.
story about Gullik
Going
before
out
we
and
get
doing it.
started. Every time
know.
we go down south,
You
and
have
we
to make
start,
sure everything's ready
volunteering
here.
for games,
You know,
I always
every
pick 'em
morning
up,
you want to,
'cause I always have
you
the
know, you
van.
got to get the water.
Every
You got to
time
make
it
sure the
comes in,
garbage is all cleaned up. Things like
opens
that.
the
You're
door,
preparing
slams
it.
it shut.
You know, just like hunting. You
Excuse
just
my
can't go out
language,
and
but
just
he al- he
go out
always
hunting.
tests
You
me.
have to prepare.
Okay, let's drive
to
the
do it
piss out of
properly.
this vehicle
You
right
can do anything you
now.
want, but then to
Drive
do it
all over the
properly,
city.
you have to prepare
Crazy
and get
guy.
ready for it.
Lots of laughs with Gullik. Anyways, here we go.
What
We have
does
Dante
the
Rubin
national
from Aklavik
recognition of
and
the Canadian Order of Sport for Edward Lenny in the Northern Games mean to you?
Donald Greenland
Yeah,
from
Donald
Fort
Greenland
Well-
representing Fort McPherson. Come on, boy. Oh, boy.
It means that
Dante got that one.
Dante.
he accomplished what he started to do.
Let's say good afternoon
Done.
to
He's-
Alan Kogiak,
He's
driving the
made a
bus
goal.
Down to out from
And it made
Inuvik
it
down
there.
here to Tuck, and Miss Alice
all
over there too.
all the
Miss
publicity
Alice,
of it.
all those kids, they
You know,
know
the
her
Order
as
of
Miss
Sport,
Alice at school.
Canada Sports Hall of Fame. You can't get
Welcome.
any better than that. You know,
Okay, Billy.
it's there.
Okay, next one up.
It proved that all the hard work, it paid off. And now,
Boy,
and
good
now
to
just
see
to
Roy
continue it,
Cockney up here. Right on,
they'll
man.
see it
So
all.
happy you're
You know, I
officiating.
get so many compliments about
Been
it. So many,
involved with the game
you
since
got
the beginning,
people
this guy.
who want to get involved. You know, and you need the sponsorship.
Gavin
You know, it takes a lot of work.
Francis
Takes got a lot of work to
from
get
Fort
to
McPherson
fund something
and
like
Ryan
this. So
Petlici
the,
from
the
Fort McPherson. Hey,
Ryan was
you,
here
you
earlier.
need those big
George, what is,
sponsors. You
what
know,
is Petlici
the
mean?
thing about it is that
Petlici.
they want to get involved.
People
When
up
they
the
see
water?
the youth there, shows the future.
They
have a future. So that's what you need to do. We need to promote that a bit more.
People of the water.
You know, and
Ryan
it's not only the big sponsors. Yes, you need them, but it's all the little ones, all the locals. Look at all the locals here. They put their effort, if not more than the big companies. Yeah, nice to get their big money in that, but it's the everyday thing. You know, we got local vendors here that they're up early, staying up late, being involved. You know, because they see it. They see the youth involved. So that there, they see it and they just want to get involved. And that's the main thing.
You talked about Edward and you also talked about Jeannie. What does it mean to you to be a good man or a good woman?
Behind their head, just like that link.
Well, behind every man is always a good woman,
Robert here.
no matter what.
I'm so happy you're here.
You know, and that's
Uncle Robert from Ulakta.
experienced that. You know, and seen my dad at his lowest.
You guys should be up on your
In
your
life.
hands and your toes, guys. Hands and your toes.
But
Hands and your toes up in the air.
they talk together. They have their alone time together. Next day, it's like nothing
Boy,
happened.
we're so happy that Joyce
Same
a team
outgoing,
from Fort McPherson. Thank you, Joyce,
most
for,
positive man
putting this
around.
team together. Right on, boys. Welcome
Ready to go
Tuktoyaktuk.
again. Night before,
Zion
saw him
Adam
at his
and
lowest.
Tyson Blake from Fort
That's because he
McPherson.
talked to my
Wow,
mom.
look at that. Tyson's our
You
interpreter.
know,
Tyson.
mother is
Tyson, I tell you, it says people
so
of the
vital
water.
in a family, whether it be a small family, big
Tyson
family.
is just as good as interpreter.
Mother
I
is
think,
the
as
heartbeat.
William George.
You know, and he used that. He showed me that. So that part there,
That's what
really
it means,
hits home.
happily.
yeah.
If you're going to say any last thing to all these young people here,
Well,
what would be your message to them?
Well,
come out
I
and
had
try
a-
it.
a conversation
Be part of it.
recently with,
You're going to see all the energy of these little
friends
kids here.
I was
Come
Look
be
at
part
the
of it.
boys. Look, they look good there. Wow,
know,
look at that.
Come and get involved. Try
way
it.
to go.
Way to go, way to go.
My dad's motto is,
I was talking
you
with,
can't say I
Vern
can't.
Weiss and, Ricky
Come out there and
Ricky,
just do it.
Wilkie.
may not be the
And
best,
man,
but
that
that's
Ricky
okay.
Wilkie
Come
sure
out and
could
try
speak
it.
the language, man. He's
You
just
know,
like an elder.
Next time you're gonna
So,
know.
if you have any questions
You know,
about
our kind of
Lipton
people is
language,
a
man,
kind of
that
lesson
Ricky,
learned kind of people.
Wilkie sure could
Now you learn now
understand
what
and
you did
speak
wrong
it.
the first time.
I was so impressed with him.
You're gonna do
Holy.
it a little better next time. Then the next time after
You know,
that.
he-
Next
he
time after
lives
that.
with his elders and speaks,
Next thing you're going for the
lives
gold
off the
medal.
land, works hard.
So
Good role model.
practice,
For his communities.
He's a great
perseverance,
role model for his language and everything else.
and
That
just-
Ricky, I mean, raised by his grandmother.
just
you know,
keep
and
going and
I
doing
think
what
he learned
needs to
a
get
lot
done.
and a lot and a
Nicholas,
lot.
Get involved.
Robert
Volunteer.
Capana
Go out and help someone.
from Tuktoyaktuk
You know, help
and
your
Malcolm
peers. You always
Goodluck
try and help
from
each other.
Tuktoyaktuk. Please make your way
That's
to
the only way you're
line.
going to get better. Not only in your body, but in your mind. You know, and that's the biggest thing. Our mind is always thinking,
yeah,
how
Nicholas,
can you do it better?
Nickname,
You exercise that. So
His
that's
nickname is
what you
Mr.
need to do.
Handsome.
So get out there, try it, get
Make
better.
sure you got,
That's all you can do, and
I
be
think
happy.
today it's okay if you left
Go
all
out
your
and have
money
fun.
in your pocket. You might
You're gonna
need
make some
that
good
little extra
memories.
weight.
You're gonna meet
yeah.
friends. You're
Make
gonna
sure you
make new
carry
friends.
some
Next time the game comes around, you're gonna meet that friend again. You're gonna give him the biggest hug
Yeah.
and say,
Holy, look at him.
"Wow, good to see you
Hey,
again.
Barry. Right here,
Can't wait to
buddy.
beat you, but it's gonna be that's
I think we're
okay.
related
You know
here.
that's how we are. We're
That's it.
competitors, you know, but we're friendly competitors.
Okay, we got
We help each other.
Nicholas
That's
Robert
the only
Capana
way you can
and
improve
Malcolm
and be better in life. We
Goodluck
help each
from
other.
Tuktoyaktuk.
Thank you, Hans, for everything that you do to keep Edward and Jeannie's legacies alive in the Northern Games and for inspiring these youth, for coaching them, for all your volunteering, for all of the ways that you add your own knowledges and wisdom into the way that you teach these young people, and for all the strength that your family brings into these games.
Good work.
Thank you, and it's a pleasure, and we'll see you at the next Northern Games.
Right on.
Okay.